a plan or a design. Okay. So for suppose when you are constructing a house, there is a building. So what we do first, we plan how the house should be. We have to draw the plan. We have to draw the plan in the form of a diagram. Okay. Same thing here also. Before creating a database, we have to, it is suggested, it is a standard, we have to model it, and then we have to go for database, actual implementation of database. Okay, for that purpose, we will use a diagram, a category of diagrams. We call those diagrams as ER diagrams. In interviews, they may ask this question: what are ER diagrams? Do you know ER diagrams? Yes, after completing this unit, you will get the basic idea about ER diagrams. The use of ER diagrams are nothing but to design or to model the database. Otherwise, that data within the database, if you want to model, we will be using ER model. So that is what there is a design process for database. Of course, again in this database, generally we see database design as well as applications design. There will be two activities. So database design means that is what in the first unit we study like this: conceptual schema. Conceptual schema, it will describe the database, it will talk about the structure of the database, it will talk about the constraints, the operations. Okay, so that stuff is nothing but conceptual schema. That conceptual schema only we will design generally for a database. Design means that conceptual or logical view we will obtain over here. Not only database design, there will be applications design also. And this will be focusing on programs, interfaces that access the database. So the application as well as database design. Application which access the database. Database is nothing but the one what we are studying now. Okay. So generally applications design will be taken care in software engineering. There is one more subject in computer science or information technology. Software engineering, over there they will design the application and then they will go for the implementation of the application. Right now we are discussing not the application design, it is the database design. Okay, here we will concentrate, otherwise we will see conceptual schema. Okay, now ER model. Actually, our subject, our unit, this unit concept is ER model, entity relationship model. Here we have few concepts. We have to look into those concepts. The concepts are: first one is entity. See, we are telling entity relationship model. So first of all, we should know what is an entity. What is an entity? And for every entity, there will be attributes. There will be attributes. Okay. Now let us look at this slide. And this slide is prepared from, it's taken from the textbook author's PPT. Okay. Textbook author has given some PPTs. From that PPT, I have taken this information. That's nothing but textbook information only. So that author is telling like this: entities are specific objects. Here we can pause and we can discuss about this. That's nothing but what is an object. Generally in Java, otherwise in C++ or in any object-oriented programming, what we will do is we will concentrate on the object. Otherwise we will create an object in that. Here also entity is nothing but we are trying to create an object here. Otherwise we are trying to put the data about one entity here. What is an entity? It is an object. What is that object? Object is nothing but a real-time object. For suppose if you see Java, in Java, you create an object. That object is used to refer a real-time object. Okay, what and all operations you want to perform with the real-time object, you can perform by using the object which you have created in Java. Okay. Similarly, okay, here also we are storing some data. We will not store the data just like that. What we will do is, first we have to concentrate what are the entities in the environment in which we are creating, for the environment for which we are creating this database. For suppose you are creating the database for university. In that university there will be roll number, there will be name, there will be so many things. Okay, I mean those are all data. And we will not simply collect the data just like that. First we will concentrate on what are the objects that will be involved in this university. Okay, so these are all the objects. These are all the real-time objects. The, student is one object, employee is one object. Similarly, department is one object, product is one object, project is one object, like that. Okay, so these are all the objects. So first we will look at the object, then we try to figure out what and all attributes are required for that object. When you take student, there should be roll number, name, marks, average, grade, all those things. Okay, for suppose there will be department. Within the department, again, for the department there will be so many attributes, so many details within the department. Again, in the department also subsections we can divide, and in that again details will be there. Okay, so here they are concentrating upon a real-time object. They are calling that real-time object as an entity. And if you look at this, entities are specific objects or things in the many world. There's nothing but in the database what they have taken in the textbook. Okay, anything. So things in the database you can read like this. Entities are specific objects or things in the database that are represented in the database. Okay, these are all the objects that are present in the database. So how an object is coming into database, that is nothing but when we are trying to store some data related to one environment. In that environment, whatever we are considering, for suppose you may consider a business. For business, you are trying to create a database. Now, in that business, what and all objects are there? Those things you have to find out first. So, the objects are nothing but entities. So, if you see example, the subpoint, employee is an object. Research, see, okay, another thing is within the employee, John Smith. Within the department, the research department. Within the project, the product X. Okay, so all these are examples for entities. And then attributes. Attributes are the properties. So again, if you relate Java in that concept, whenever you look at object, there will be some attributes. There will be some properties for that object. So those only here. Okay, so we will take the entity. For that entity, there are some properties. Okay, so those properties are used to describe the entity. That's what the point here. So these properties or this attribute should describe the entity. For suppose when you look at fan, fan is one object. That fan object can be described like this. Fan is in white color. Fan has 3 wings. Fan's company is Crompton. Fan has this much, it is this much weight. Okay, so like a paragraph you write in English. Okay, but in programming what we will do is, for suppose when you talk about again object-oriented programming languages like Java, other ways to create variables. Variables are color, company, weight, number of wings. All these are variables, and the values are color. The value is white, black, gray, whatever it is, based upon the object. Okay, one object white, another object gray, another object brown, another object black, something like that. Okay, so by keeping some values within those variables, we can tell about, we can talk about, otherwise we can describe one object, we can describe one entity, we can describe one entity. So there are attributes for the object. By placing a value within the attribute, we will tell how that object is, how the object is, we will describe the object by using the attributes, otherwise by using the properties. So that is what those are properties. For example, an employee entity, if you take entity, one object if you take, it has attributes, it has properties. What are those? Name of the employee, id of the employee or ssn of the employee, address of the employee, and birth date of the employee, all those things. Okay, so these are the attributes. So when you look at the table concept in database, okay, within the table there will be columns. Okay, one column will hold the details about one attribute, and one row will hold the details about one entity. If there are 10 or 10 rows, there are 10 entities. If there are 5 columns, there are 5 columns per entity. There are 5 columns, 5 attributes per entity. Like that it is. Okay, so entities, attributes, and then value for the attribute. See, you will not only take the attribute, you will take a value into it, Then only we can create an object in a proper manner. Otherwise, see, if you talk only in terms of attributes, you cannot find the difference between two objects. When value comes, then only you can differentiate the object, the entity. Okay. So for an attribute, there will be a value. So that's what a specific entity will have a value for each of its attributes. Example, if you take employee entity, so employee has a name, SSN, address, and birth rate as attributes. And the values are name, John Smith. That is one object related name. Another object, for suppose Joseph. Another object, for suppose Michael. Okay, like that. Values. Similarly for SSN, it is some values. Address, some values. Okay. Birth date, some value. Okay. And of course, you cannot simply place a value within the entity. You have to place the value according to the data type. So there will be a data type here. So each attribute has a value set. Technical term it is value set or data type. Generally, we can understand if you talk in terms of, if you use the term data type. But here in database, it is the term what they are using is value set. Okay. So that can be integer, string, not only integer, string, programming languages, so many other data types are present in database. We will go through all those things. Okay. So subrange, enumerated type, like that, so on there will be. So in ER model, we come across entities. Per entity, there will be attributes, and for attributes, there are values, and for values, there are data types. Okay. So all these things we have to depict in the diagram by one representation. We will see how we will represent all those things. Okay. So now types of attributes. First one is we have gone through entities, attributes, values, and data types. And the second slide, types of attributes. Of course, data type is different and this is different. Okay, this is type. Okay, this is not data type. So simple means what? There will be some attributes which will be very simple, a single value. Okay, so that is what they have given here. Each entity has a single atomic value for the attribute. Simple value. That is what simple. For suppose for SSN, a number. Okay, that's it. Done. No more things. Only one value, single value. Composite. The attribute may be composed of several components. If you look at example, you can understand that one. Address, if you see. Okay. If you write address, we will not write only one value for address. Otherwise, if you write name, other one see, name is not a type of attribute, it is an example here. That is what the third point. Okay. Address is one example, name is another example. Address, it has again some subcomponents within that. So that nothing but the flat number, the apartment, that's what apartment number or flat number, and house number, and then street, city, state. All these are different fields, otherwise different attributes. Those all together we will make that one as a single attribute. That is what address. Okay. So name, for suppose first name, one column, middle name, another column, last name, another column. All the three together we will use as one attribute, say name, like that it is. Okay, and there can be hierarchy also. There can be hierarchy also in composite. So one after the other. Okay, like that. We will see in examples all these things. Then so we have single. That is one type of attribute. Second one, composite, another type of attribute. And the third one, multi-valued. Multi-valued. Okay, what are those? Multiple values. Multiple values for that attribute. For example, color of a car. Okay, or previous degrees of a student. These are all examples for multi-valued. So, simple direct value, composite, collection of some columns as a composite. We will make one attribute, that is what composite. And the third one is multi-value. Multiple values will be there. Okay. And next one. Again, here we are still continuing this types of attributes. In general, composite and valued attributes may be nested. So the concept here is there can be nesting. We can nest the attributes. If you see the example, see previous degrees is one attribute. Previous degrees is one attribute. And that previous degree is formed, that attribute is formed by using some other fields or some other attributes like the college, year, degree, as well as field. So by using all these college, year, degree and field, then only one previous degree will come. Not only one previous degree, see, a person may have multiple degrees already existing with him before joining into this college or university or this degree. Okay, so we have to make a list of degrees already he or she has, and each degree, previous degree, again is a collection of some other attributes. That is what, okay, in general, composite is nothing but one previous degree is a composite, and multi-valued attributes may be nested arbitrarily to any number of levels. There is a hierarchy here. That level is, see, previous degree is one thing. Previous degrees is the first level. In that, degree 1, degree 2, degree 3, degree 4, for suppose example. And in those, again, each degree is a composite attribute. Okay, so that can happen. That is what this point. That can happen. Like that also, data will be. That is what this slide talks about. Okay. And okay, that's what second point and third sub points are explanation about those that example. So there can be multiple previous degrees, values can exist, and each have 4 subcomponent attributes, and that previous degrees is one attribute, and it is formed in this manner. That's what this point. Okay. So if you look at example for composite attribute, address is an example. In that composite attributes, there is hierarchy. That is what we have to look at. Okay. Address, if we take street address again subdivided. Street address is one attribute, but that attribute will be obtained from the, it can be obtained by taking data from different attributes again, different simple attributes. Okay, so that is what composite attribute diagram. And then entity types and key attributes, entity types and key attributes. See, we just gone through entity, and this is entity type. You should get the difference, okay? Entity and entity type. Okay. So what is this entity type? Entities with the same basic attributes are grouped together. General term, technical term is typed into a single entity type. For example, employee and project. See, employee is one entity, project is another entity, and those two are grouped, employee and project. Those two can be grouped because sometimes we have to study the data like this. We will not simply look at the employee and we will not simply look at the project separately. We will combine those two and then we deal with the data. Okay, that is what entity type. Entity type is that one. Okay, and another one is key attribute. This is one of the important concepts. Generally in interviews also they may ask this one. We have a concept called primary key. Primary key should be unique and it should not be null. Primary key means we can make one column in the table. Column is also referred as field or attribute. One attribute in the table as a primary key. So what is primary key? Primary key, I mean that attribute, that column, the values within that column should not repeat. Those should be unique. Why this attribute? That's nothing but in order to identify each entity uniquely, we should maintain one column at least uniquely for every record in that relation. Okay. But suppose in a class, good example is in a class, every student has a name. We can use a name to identify the student, but we will use roll number. The reason is nothing but user, that particular student sometimes may have multiple students may have same name. For suppose Muhammad is a name. Most of the people will have the same name. Okay. So if you go to any place where there are more Muslims, then there will be more Muhammads in one class, around 2 to 3 Muhammads. Okay. So at that time, and sometimes name of their family name also will be same. For suppose in our college also, some faculty are like that. 3 faculty are with the same family name and same name. Okay, so when you are trying to identify the student by using a name, then there will be an ambiguity. Even in database also same thing happens. When you want to try to get the details about one student with that name, there will be 3 different records, 3 different details for one single student. What is that? Because those are multiple student entities, but the name is same. Okay, so at the time what we have to do is, we have to take a separate attribute, and in that attribute, make sure that values in that attribute should not repeat. Okay, values in that attribute in the sense that attribute will hold the values about every entity. And if you maintain uniquely that attribute, then each entity can be identified separately. We call that one as primary key. And of course, it is not only unique, it should not be null. We should not give null values for a primary key. Okay, so that is one example. So if you look at this definition, an attribute of an entity type, group. Okay, entity type is nothing but group. Okay, group of attributes for which each entity must have a unique value. Okay, one attribute from the entity type should be unique. Otherwise, should have unique values. We call that one as key attribute of the entity type. Of course, different keys are there. One is primary key, another one is foreign key. We will see what is primary key and what is foreign key in the third unit. Okay, maybe in this unit also we may go through that one. Okay, so that is what SSN or employee ID, roll number. Those are all examples. For student, roll number. For employee ID, or here SSN, like that. Okay. So that is about entity types and key attributes. And then key entity types and key attributes. I mean the same thing continuing here. Okay, let us look at the first point. This is about the keys. A key attribute may be composite. Sometimes it happens like that. There's nothing but not only one attribute, one or more attributes can be used to represent one key attribute. Can be used to represent one key attribute. That is what composite. Composite. Example: vehicle tag number of the car, entity type, with components number and state. There's nothing but there is one attribute in car entity type. Entity type is car, and the key attribute is vehicle tag number. That vehicle tag number is obtained by using two components. Those two components are number and state. Number and state. So by using, am I audible? Please respond.
No, sir.
Am I audible?
Sir.
Okay, fine. Right. Okay. So the thing is, key attribute can be composite. Sometimes we will think we have to write only one attribute as a key attribute in an entity type. It is not like that. You can take composite attribute for key attribute. Example is vehicle tag number in car entity type with the number and state as the components. But by using both number and state, we will uniquely identify each entity, okay, and we combine those two as vehicle tag number. That's what, okay. I think you understood this concept. And the next one, an entity may have more than one key. Not only one key, you can maintain multiple keys also. Okay, that is what, again, the car entity type has two keys. One is vehicle identification number, another one is vehicle tag number. You can maintain multiple, more than one key also, more than one key. And in ER diagrams, this key attribute should be underlined. Key should be. So in the diagram you see underline in some places. What is that underline? Underline is nothing but it is a key attribute. It is a key attribute. Okay, now how to display an entity type. So with this we can complete our lecture. Okay, we have time, but okay, we'll see. Okay, entity type. How to display the entity type? How to display display in the sense in terms of diagram. In terms of diagram. Okay. So what do we use over here? A rectangular box. A rectangular box is used to describe, to display an entity type. That's what in ER diagrams, entity relationship diagrams, an entity type is displayed in a rectangular box. That nothing but we will draw a diagram to describe the database. While drawing the diagrams, we draw a rectangular box, and within that rectangular box we will write some one word. Okay, so that word is nothing but entity type, and of course from that entities will come, and from that attributes will come. Okay, we will see that one. So attributes are displayed in vowel. So rectangular box attached with vowels, and each vowel is an attribute. So entity is in the box, it will be surrounded with vowels, those are nothing but attributes. Okay. So each attribute is connected to its entity type. That means there will be a connection between vowel and the rectangular box. And if you look at the second point, so second subpoint, components of a composite attribute are connected to the vowel representing the composite attribute. Okay, we will see this one in terms of diagram. They are talking about composite attribute. So we will write a composite attribute. For that again, there will be some, for an attribute there will be some connections. An attribute will be surrounded by some other vowels. What is this? It is a composite attribute. That's what the point here. Okay, a vowel surrounded by other vowels. That is what composite attribute. Okay, and as we have seen in the last slide, key attribute should be underlined. And multi-valued attributes, double vowel. Okay, so this is important. While going through the ER diagram, we should know what is attribute, what is entity, what is attribute, what is its value, what is its data type, and what are different types of attributes, single, composite, multi-valued, and a key attribute, and how to represent all those things we should know. Then we can understand the diagram. We can understand the diagram. Yeah. Fine. Let us look at this example, and after this we can conclude the class. Now, what is this? Entity type is car. Car is entity type. What is entity type? Entity type is collection of those attributes. Okay, and it has two keys. We already discussed it. There are not only one attribute as a key attribute, there can be multiple attributes, more than one attribute as key attribute. So in this example, two keys. And okay, now look at this diagram. Okay, I think you are able to see the diagram. And in this diagram, car is the entity type. It is in rectangular box. Okay, and the attributes are year, color, make, model, vehicle ID, and registration. These are all the attributes. And color is double vowel, okay, double border for that vowel. That is nothing but multi-valued. Okay, year, make, model, all are simple. Okay, registration is composite. Registration is composite. Okay, that's nothing but registration is formed by using two more attributes. What are those? State and number. By using state and number, we got the registration. Okay, and registration is primary key. Primary key in the sense key attribute. Okay, that's why it is underlined. And in this example, there are two key attributes. So one is a composite key attribute, and one is a simple key attribute. So composite key attribute is registration, and simple key attribute is vehicle ID. Okay, so that is what this is from textbook. The car entity type with the two key attributes, registration and vehicle ID, and the second one is ER diagram notation. That is what A is ER diagram, and B is entity set with three entities. Entity set. Okay, so see here three entities are there. You have to look at the B diagram, the diagram B, to get more understanding about this concept. So object is nothing but all the attributes with values within it. That is one object. So, for suppose there are three records within the table. Okay. Otherwise, within multiple tables, there are three records. There are Otherwise, in multiple tables, there are details about three objects, car1, car2, car3. Okay, and if you see above that box, they have given that schema. What is that? First one is a registration, first attribute. But that registration is formed by using two attributes, that is nothing but number and state. So within the table we see number, state, vehicle ID, make, model, year and color. Okay, but okay, in the schema, we develop it like this. We use like this. That's nothing but registration. Two columns should be considered together as a key attribute. That's what the point. So ABC 123 Texas for one car, ABC 123 for New York another car, and some other Texas, some other number Texas for car. It goes on like that. Then, so the real values are coming over here. So the point here is one record will give the details about one entity. And one entity is nothing but a real-time object. And the values in one entity will differ with values in another entity. Okay, and we have to look at the color. Observe carefully. It is a set. They have given curly parentheses. Even the previous slides, while we were discussing about multi-valued attributes, or their previous years is under curly parentheses. Okay, multi-valued curly parentheses. Okay, and within that we can use red comma black. Sometimes the color will be like that, not only single color, there will be multiple colors for that single color. So you have to write both red, black. Otherwise, only blue. There can be only one color, sometimes two colors, sometimes three colors like that. Okay, and the third one within the curly parentheses, white comma blue. So the point here is multi-valued should be within curly parentheses. In multi-valued, there will be multiple values. That's what the point. Okay. So that is about the basics in entity relationship ER model. Okay. Of course, right now we can understand most of the ER diagrams, because these only we will use most of the times. These only. Of course, so many other depth concepts are also there. We will discuss in the next concepts, in the coming classes. But here we are concentrating on the basic elements. Without understanding these basic elements, we cannot understand the remaining things. So you have to concentrate much on this. If you want to understand this second unit, you have to we should know this basic, this up to this point. What is entity, what is attribute, what is value, what is data type, what is key attribute, what is simple, what is composite, what is multi-valued, and all those things we should know. Where we use rectangular box, where we use a oval, where we will use a double oval, where we use underline, all those things we should know. Where we have to use curly parentheses, we have to use normal parentheses, everything we should know. Then only remaining things we can understand. Okay.